welcome to Sweet and Sour Talk with Lemonade Life. I am April Haldy, and this is my co-host Erica Colazzo, and we are talking about a hot topic today. And this is so perfect because in many areas, me and Erica are very, very opposite, except today in our clothing choices. It was completely unplanned.
It was.
We did not plan to both wear plaid, but yet here we are, both wearing plaid. But today's hot topic, Erica, is what? What is today's hot topic?
Today's hot topic is Android versus Apple.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
Okay, so before we get into things, guys, tell us, do you have an Android or do you have an iPhone? Who do you have? Who do you have? And who do you guys think? So me and Erica, we have difference here. One of us is Apple and one of us is Droid. And I'm curious on if you guys can guess who has what and if you can figure it out. We're not going to tell you. We'll tell them at the very end.
Yes,
So
we'll tell you guys at the end.
Yeah, we'll tell
Let's
y'all
hear
at the
your
end.
thoughts though.
I'm curious. I feel like people get really passionate about their phones.
Yes.
They
Yes.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Or they get really angry at their phones. I have noticed that iPhone users tend to get a bit more angry.
I wonder why.
I'm thinking it's maybe because they do so many freaking updates.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I hear there are a lot of updates for
They do.
iPhones.
They do. And they do also seem to have a lot of apps, though. I mean, isn't that kind of what
Yeah.
Apple's really known for, is the amount of apps that people get with them?
Yes. If I'm right, I believe though with iPhones that you have to go by the storage that's on the phone. So whereas Android you can plug in a SD card, I believe. iPhone you have to pay extra for extra storage in your phone. So I don't know, like I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like maybe SD cards are a little bit cheaper than having to pay an extra couple of hundred, or I don't even know how much extra it is for a higher storage on iPhones.
I don't know. Do you think that the iPhone situation was just maybe a lot of hype? I feel like there's a lot of hype that surrounds Apple, and it was kind of like a cool thing. Because they were kind of late to the game. Like if you go back and you think about the flip phones and you think about the
Oh my goodness.
sliders and the Blackberries, Apple was way late to the game.
Yeah, they were. They definitely were. I remember those flip phones.
I loved my flip phone. Okay, now the
No, me
T9
too.
situation, I'm glad that I don't have to deal with the T9 situation anymore. I giggle when I see
Yes.
people pulling flip phones out nowadays. I'm like, dinosaur, how is it even
I know,
working?
right? I know. I remember with the flip phones. Oh my goodness, I wish I could remember the brand of flip phone this was. But I remember when I had bought this flip phone, I thought I was the coolest person ever because the camera, you could flip the camera and you could have it front facing or facing the other way.
And
And
you
I'm
didn't
like,
have to go like this and
whoa.
flip your. Okay,
No, you could just
do
turn the camera down and bam, selfie mode. I thought it was the coolest thing on the block.
you remember when the only games were like Snake?
Oh my goodness. I was so good at that game. It's horrible.
Heck yeah, me too. Okay, so okay, let me tell you when I thought I was the coolest and I had the coolest phone was, you remember the movie Charlie's Angels?
Mm-hmm.
And they had their cute little Nokia phones.
Yeah, they sure did.
And I got me one and I was like a Charlie's Angel. Hey. Okay, so back then, as far as I know, there really wasn't a whole lot of Apple products.
Yes, there weren't. There
No.
weren't at all. Apple was a late bloomer.
Yes. And so then they came out like roaring like a lion, and they just
They
have
sure did.
dominated.
Yes,
Dominated.
I feel like, and it's crazy because it kind of goes in with anything that you're passionate about, you know. You find what you're passionate about and you just jump in with both feet and you go running. And that's exactly what Apple did.
They did. So, okay, well, let's do Apple versus Droid. We still want to know what everybody has. Do y'all have Apple or do y'all have an Android? Love, hate. What is everybody's experiences with that? We have clearly gone through a lot of cell phones in our time. Now we're millennials, so we actually
Yes.
even lived and survived before cell phones.
Yep. Back when
My,
beepers were
it's
out.
it's really fun explaining it to the kids how we used to have me and Damron, me and my husband, we would have to talk on the phone and hope that nobody else was picking up, or if the phone was taken away, it was like unplugged or something weird.
Mhm. Or you have to walk down the street to use a payphone. What is a payphone anymore?
It's so weird that they still have random payphone booths around. I'm like, that's so odd to me.
No.
Like, take it out of there. It's like a tripping hazard. Okay, so Droid versus Apple. So it sounds like Apple has really great apps,
Mhm.
not great storage.
No.
So Android market has definitely upped their game for their apps though, for sure, because I think Apple was taking over so quickly. For them to stay in the game, they had to. And it's so
Yeah,
odd because they're not compatible. So you can't, I mean, there's so many Apple apps that if you switch, well, you don't get to bring your app with you.
you don't. You
They
definitely
trap
don't.
you. They
They
trap
do.
you.
They do. They
Is that why they're
definitely do.
dominating? Because they trap people?
That very well could be. They very well could be.
Interesting. So tell me some of your thoughts. I want to hear what are your thoughts on Apple and Android.
So I hear a lot about the quality of pictures. And it's so mixed up because so many people say Android takes the best pictures, but then in another sense, other people are saying, no, iPhones take the best pictures. So who takes the best pictures?
So it's really funny. It's really funny that you just said that because I was on set um last Saturday. Oh, so about a week ago, I was on a set for a Nike commercial. Hey, okay. So here is a funny scenario. I was asked to, I mean, I have to refrain from saying what kind of phone I have because we want you guys to guess to see who has which phone. One of us has iPhone, one of us has Droid. And I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if y'all could tell by how we're talking yet. But I was asked to take the producer and the cameraman and the director. They wanted a picture together. This set ended up being majority kids. I was the only adult on this set as an actor. And so I said, okay, cool, I'll take your picture. They handed me their phone, and I said, oh, I'll make sure to take one with my phone too, because my phone takes way better pictures. And this was an Android iPhone, no joke, Android iPhone, right
Oh my
in
goodness.
person. I said, and they handed me their phone. I had my phone, and I said, okay, I'm gonna take two pictures identical. I'm not moving one phone. I'm gonna put the other phone right there, and we're gonna no flash, nothing, straight out of camera. And I said, here's your phone picture, my phone picture, and I said, I promise you my phone's going to show you way better quality. And they're like, no way, my phone's the best, no way. And they were just talking it up like, oh no, no way. And I held the phones and I went beep, and they were like, oh my gosh, and they could not believe the quality of my picture. They were blown away. It blew them out of the water. There was literally no comparison. None. There in
Wow.
that moment, it looked like their phone came from 10 years ago. Like the quality was
Oh
so
my
bad.
goodness. That is insane.
Yeah.
I bet you guys are wondering what phone she has.
Um, I will tell you guys, I switched from one to the other because of the picture quality. My main reason.
Wow.
Because
that was one of my reasons for switching. That was one
really,
of that was exactly that was actually the main reason why I switched was the picture quality. Especially the main one was the front facing. That was the
okay,
main
so
reason why I
I mean, and this is so weird because one of us is Apple and one of us is Android, and yet we both switched. So I guess, I mean, at the end of the day, maybe it really just boils down to the type of phone, not necessarily Apple or Droid.
switched.
I
It could
mean,
be. It could be because I
and
feel like there are so many Android phones, and I feel like they're for even every iPhone that's ever came out. I feel like every one has different qualities for pictures. Like the picture quality is different. And especially with the front facing camera, it's always lower quality than the regular camera mode.
hmm hmm it's very interesting. This
Mm-hmm.
we haven't had a single person say if they were Android or Apple yet, though.
Nope.
So
I know, right? It's up in the air.
maybe they don't have a phone. Maybe they're flip phone.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe they're
Maybe
watching
they're
this just
still
on their
the
computer.
slider phones. Maybe they're
Oh
watching
man,
from the computer. You never know.
I don't know. I don't. Maybe they're just watching from.
What about, are
I
you
was gonna
guys
say an
watching from
iPad, but that's Apple.
a
Huh?
tablet? Said, are you guys watching from a tablet? If so, a Droid tablet or an Apple tablet?
Right. Exactly. Which one? Oh man. So yeah,
It's
I guess I mean maybe at the end of the day the consensus is truly just the type of phone. So my
and
husband
not only
is
that, but also a huge difference. I don't know if a friend at work that I work with, he has an Apple phone and he can't connect headphones to his phone. He has to use Bluetooth headphones all the time. If I'm right, and I'm not sure because I'm not up to date with all different types of phones and all that good stuff. Does it and I'm not sure if you would know either, but wouldn't Android they still have the ability to have a headset connected, or are they also wireless as well? I
I
swear I
mean
feel
it's
like every person I work with has Android besides one person, but she has like an old school Android.
well I'm just it's just Bluetooth. So I mean it's all Bluetooth
Mhm.
capable. Just has to pair
Oh
up.
yeah. However, with Apple you cannot plug a pair of headphones in there unless you have like a connector piece,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is so weird. They
It is
took
a little
that
odd.
away apparently.
Well, so I'm thinking that maybe the deciphering point, I mean, like what, like what, I don't fall for all the hype. So a new phone comes
No.
out, whoop-de freaking do. If my phone is still working great, you're not going to
Mm-hmm.
sucker me into spending a ridiculous amount for a new phone. My phone's perfectly fine. So I
Exactly.
don't fall for the hype. But what is the deciphering factor? Like when you are looking at a phone, what is the number like one, two? What are those qualities that you're looking for in the phone? Now, my previous phone, it crashed all the time. I swear I could never keep a good solid connection. And
Mm-hmm.
that why are you laughing? Oh, because you know what phone I have. Well, you know who I'm with now.
No, because I'm going off of I remember when I lived at my previous apartment and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's either my phone or it's this place.
And with the phone you have
It
now?
was it was a downgrade to what I have now.
Okay. But the same
But it
brand.
was same brand, but it was a downgrade. And
Yeah.
I come to realize it was the place. It was not my phone. It was the place.
Well, I haven't moved and I switched from the other one to the one I'm at now and everything is perfection. Perfection. I have zero complaints. Once in a while, I just need to restart my phone and I think that that's
Of
probably good.
course.
Yeah, I think that's good for everything.
Mm,
Now recently I've had Facebook Messenger been messing up, but you know what? That's Facebook.
I mean, my messenger messes up. Two different brands.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Yeah, because it's not letting me. Oh, that's my own frustration. It's not letting me search for names to go ahead and find somebody to message. I'm like, it doesn't bring up my keyboard. I'm like, where's T9? Then my keyboard's always there.
It's
All
always
right,
there.
all
It's
right.
fine. I think mine is even though my notifications are set to show me notifications and my phone vibrates for notifications, I still don't get notifications unless I'm living in Messenger. Like I have Messenger open at all times.
That's because of the
So
phone you have.
it could be.
Oh,
Who
I
knows? Who knows?
110%. No, I 110%. The phone you have, the brand you have sucks.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I kind of like it, loving it.
It's
I feel like
sucky. It's so
I feel like
boo.
that switch was great.
It's terrible. It's absolutely. I'll tell you this though. I'm the only one in my family with a Droid. Everybody else has iPhones.
I have an iPhone.
And I have the Droid.
Yes.
Yeah, Dameron's looking at switching to Droid though. He said, this iPhone, I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Yep, I went from when the Note 4 was the biggest thing, the hottest commodity, and I swear I had so many issues. I was constantly having to factory reset it. I was constantly having to restart it. I had to make sure that a certain setting was on that phone just to use that phone inside my house.
And I have the Note 8 and it's freaking amazing. And I kid you not, when I took those pictures, they were shocked.
Oh my goodness.
Utterly
That
shocked.
is
And they
insane.
had newer iPhones. They were pluses, I know, because they were
Mm-hmm.
bigger. I didn't like dissect what iPhone it
Yeah.
was, but it was night and day. Night and day.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
but again, it could just seriously be the phone itself. Like
It could be. You never know.
you
You
really
never know.
don't.
I
Just go with
know.
what you love.
Exactly.
Don't go for the
Boom.
hype.
Exactly. I went for the
I just
camera.
it's astonishing to me how many times people tell me they don't have any money and then next thing I know the new phone came out and they magically got a new phone. I'm like, do y'all realize how much that costs? Like, I get it, you're paying for it monthly, but still,
But
like,
still, I
you
mean,
had a phone that worked.
I have the iPhone X, and I have an upgrade available. I'm not doing the upgrade because first off, that phone is like $50 extra a month. You know what I could do with $50 extra a month? Not put it
Get some
towards the
gas.
phone. It, not put it towards my phone, that's for sure.
There's like 50 other things you could be doing with that $50.
I know, right? Oh my goodness. I'm like, I don't know how people do it. And that as soon as it dropped, everyone's like, oh, I got it. I got it. And I'm just like,
It's
my
hype.
phone works. I can make phone calls. I can make text messages. My pictures, I feel like my pictures are really, really good. And that's really all I need. Oh, and Wi Fi. I could use Wi Fi and it doesn't mess up.
Maybe
So
it
it's
has
been
to deal
working
with.
condition.
So maybe the situation isn't necessarily the phone. Maybe it's the carrier.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your carrier?
Could be. I have Verizon.
I have Sprint. I've had Sprint for like 15 years. I
You
love
know,
them.
I went to Sprint over here, and Sprint over here is it's horrible. Sprint here is horrible, and AT&T here is even worse.
Mm.
Especially where I work. Where I work, the only brand or the only service you have to have proper signal in there with is Verizon.
Man, they took
Yes,
over. That's
they
that. Can you
did.
hear me now? Good.
Good.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it. I think we're good. We debated our iPhone Android situation pretty well. We matched in our plaid completely unintentionally.
Exactly.
I think I know. I think that was pretty awesome. I would love to hear what everybody has for their phone. I'm thinking that all these people got
Yes.
flip phones.
Maybe.
I'm
I
thinking.
feel like the majority of them could be watching from from a computer. Um,
Um,
it's okay. You can put HP, Dell, Apple. I mean, there's Apple in there.
oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us on another episode of Sweet and Sour Talk, where we cover some hot topics and decide or let our opinions be known and hear their opinions. I would love to hear some of their opinions. So make sure you guys head
I
over
know.
to lemonade-life.com and support us. And I think that's it. Go Android. Woo!
Go iPhone.